we have the president of ISKCON Pune, Sri Radheshyamdas ji, leading a community of 6,000 members for the last 22 years. He's also the founding director of the Vedic Oasis for Inspiration, Culture and Education, Voice, a youth wing of ISKCON, which offers systems and courses for colleges and company youth in SQ-based leadership. He compiled various youth books like Stress to Smile, Art of Smart Work, Art of Harnessing Mind Power, Practical Tips to Control Mind, 5-volume series on science and spirituality, etc. He was an IIT Bombay topper during his college days and has now been a youth trainer for the last 25 years in the all leading IITs, NITs, and engineering colleges of India and abroad. He not only has presented seminars at universities like MIT Boston, Stanford University, University of Washington, Cornell University, etc., but also at corporates like Amazon, Bank of America, Infosys, Cognizant, and Persistent. He was felicitated by the Global Excellence Award for Educating Youth, Jiva Goswami Award for Innovative Youth Outreach, and Global Excellence Award winner for Educating Youth in Bhagavad Gita. We are pleased to have you here with us, sir. Please take up the platform.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuvannmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I am very thankful to SRM, Andhra Pradesh University for organizing this beautiful event. All over the world, education is certainly geared towards money making, but rarely for man making. And I am very proud of SRM University because I myself studied in SRM University way back in '85. I graduated as a mechanical engineer. Later, I joined IIT Bombay. So when I was in Chennai, I was a part of SRM University. So what is the goal of education? The goal of education is heart transformation. It is not just profuse information. What do you mean by heart transformation? From arrogance to humility, from belittling others to being respectful for others, cruelty to others to be compassionate to others, from lust to love, from anger to peace, from greed to satisfaction, from having revengeful thoughts to forgiving thoughts, from being extremely rigid to being flexible, from being selfish to being adaptable or selfless. So you will see that this type of heart transformation is possible by human being because the difference between a human and an animal is like the difference between an aeroplane and a car. Your car and aeroplane may go in the runway at the same time, but the aeroplane can take off, but the car cannot. Animals act by instinct, whereas we humans, we act based on look before you leap. Think twice before you speak, because we know the sped arrow, the broken glass, or the spilt milk, and the spoken words cannot be taken back. So therefore, human beings can think twice before we speak or before we act. So is modern day education fulfilling this purpose of heart transformation? It hasn't been, because man had become gradually focused towards materialism, and spirituality had assumed a backseat. But fortunately, in the recent past, in the last 1 decade, we can see there is a great renaissance and revolution of spirituality all across the globe. And I myself have been observing that there has been an increasing interest amongst the students, youth, to become more open-minded, to learn family culture from Ramayana, from learning management principles from Mahabharata, from learning self-management techniques from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And the leaders all across the globe are showing great interest in texts like Chanakya Niti, Hitopadesha, Panchatantra, and such kinds of literature. And I am myself teaching universities. We have reached several lakhs of students across the country as well as abroad. So we have been observing that interest is rising. At the same time, we should be very clear about the goal. When we talk about art, when we talk about, it means many things. When we talk about culture, the Bharatanatyam which we saw now a few minutes ago was so impressive. It can actually evoke devotional emotions in our heart when we watch such a beautiful dance. In the same manner, the Carnatic music or the Hindustani music are different types of paintings. That also comes in art, different type of dresses, different type of foods, and different type of methods of offering respect to guests and respect to God. All these things come under the heading of culture. But what is the purpose of culture is very important to know. The purpose of culture is to glorify God, who is the source of all creation. Idam kipum sastapasa shrutasya vasvishtasya suktasya ja buddhi dattayoho avichuto artaka vibirnirupito yaduttama shloka gunanuvarnanam. Even great scientists like Newton said, my knowledge is like the small pebbles in the seashore. And what God has created is like a vast ocean, he said. Still I am yet to discover about it. And I'm like a toddler, he said. In the same manner, Einstein said, I respect God, who is the source of all this creation with such great intelligence. And Lord Kelvin said, if you think strongly enough, you'll be forced by science to accept God. So there are many, many statements like that. The whole idea is one has to understand the goal of all culture is to use the culture to remind people of the sublime goal of human form of life, which is to free everybody from all sufferings. Sarve janaha sukhino bhavantu. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous become tranquil. May the tranquil become free. May those who are free set others free. This is actually the goal of life. So is our education leading to this purpose? So I'm very appreciative that SRM, Andhra Pradesh University, has started this new direction of Adigyan, by which they are bringing about a revolution in the modern day education, because they are combining hands with those who can offer children and students the best fulfilling experience for the body, mind, and soul. You see, the purpose of education, I told you, is the heart transformation. At the same time, one has to know what is the basis for bringing about such a positive transformation in the hearts of everybody. The basis is authority. Our Prime Minister of India gifted a Bhagavad Gita to Japanese president and said, there is no better gift I can offer than this. This is the best thing I can offer. So the authority of teacher, Lord Krishna, teaching the Bhagavad Gita to the people has done immense good to the world. Even today, there are more than 900 commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Many, many teachers have elaborately expanded upon it. So where he teaches many valuable things for the modern day youth. He teaches behavior. Look at the behavior of Yudhishthira, how he respected even evil-minded Dhritarashtra. How Yudhishthira dealt with Duryodhana like considering him as his own younger brother. On the other hand, you find Duryodhana treating Draupadi, who should be treated like his younger sister. He treated her so badly by bringing her in the public assembly to disturb her. And he was envious of equal friend Bhima. And he was envious of Yudhishthira. So students should be taught how not to be envious, rather how to be friendly. Be friendly with the cheerful. Delight in the virtuous. And keep distance from the envious. In this way, the scriptures teach many valuable things. Another very important thing the scriptures teach, apart from behavior, they also teach character. Character means how to be humble, how to be tolerant, how to respect all, and how not to be affected by false prestige. And also character is about maturity, how to present my opinions to others while listening to others very well. God has given me 2 years to listen, and I have one mouth to speak. So I should also be willing to open my mind to listen to others. And that is actually maturity, boldness versus sensitivity. Similarly, integrity means to keep our promises. In this way, these kind of aspects of character have to be inculcated in the students. Similarly, the discipline, obedience, and self-control are so important. See Hanuman, how disciplined he was. Before launching the search for Sita, he was offering his prayers to his guru, Surya Dev. He offered his prayer to Lord Ram, Lord of his life. He offered his prayer to his father, Vayu. And then he jumped up, took a great leap to go to Lanka to find out Sita. Because the prayer brings forth abundant blessings in our lives. Respecting the elders, respecting teachers, respecting parents, respecting God, and treating women with dignity. Shastras teaches Matravat Paradareshu. Every woman should be treated like a mother, except one's own wife. One should respect every woman as a mother. So, unfortunately, these teachings are forgotten by the modern youth, due to which we are seeing a society filled with exploitation and enjoying mentality. So, we need to bring about these kind of values, character, and good habits in the lives of the youth. I am very thankful to SRM AP for giving us a chance to express ourselves through our education, culture, and devotion. What Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada did in 1965. He went to the Western world in 1965. In 12 years, he traveled all across the globe 14 times. Especially, he made the hippies into happies. At that time, the hippies were drug addicts. They were smoking, drinking, illicit connections, everything they had. But within a year, he transformed them all. As I told you, religion is all about heart transformation. He brought about a great transformation. And the youth of America were turning into hippies. But Prabhupada turned the hippies back into happies with pure lifestyle, good habits, good character, good behavior, and aligned with God. So in conclusion, I will complete my talk now with 4 statements, which I want to give it as a take-home message for all of you. Because whatever you say, Madhurameva Samapiyet, we should end with a sweet note. Acceptance of God, alignment with God, acting for the pleasure of God, acting on behalf of God. Every human being should do this to become divine. Acceptance of God. You look at the world around you, the sun shines, the clouds shower, the grains grow, the flowers blossom, the fruits ripen. Look at the world around you. We are not doing all these things, and we are totally dependent on these things. So let us accept the great Lord who has created this world and running this world and nourishing all his children like all of us. Acceptance of God. Alignment with God means accepting sacred texts like Bhagavad Gita, Bible, Quran. We have the scriptures, and also Mahabharata, Ramayana, Chanakya Niti, all these things. So let us align with wisdom teachings, wisdom literature, and lead our life according to that map. And thirdly, acting for the pleasure of God. Acting for the pleasure of God means one should, just like children should act for the pleasure of the parents. Similarly, God is a supreme parent. Let us act for his pleasure by cultivating good habits, character, as I told you, values. And acting on behalf of God means let us become responsible teachers, responsible parents. Let us walk our talk. Let us live our lives and leave a legacy behind, which can be followed by many, many millions of people in the time to come by following in the footsteps of the teachings of the Gita. So this is my humble request to all the students, which I have been teaching as I have been traveling to different places. Now SRM AP is coming up with courses in their university. They are giving us an opportunity to teach these courses. I am very grateful to them. I deeply appreciate their sincere desires, because they want to not only help the students earn a living, they want to teach them a lifestyle, which they can take with them when they pass out of the college. And I am very sure many IITs and NITs are going to follow in the footsteps of SRM AP in the time to come. And they will see that we have been only technologically astute, but we have missed out the most essential element of our life. You can live without hand, you can live without leg, you can't live without head. So without value-based life, nobody can live happily in this world. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful words. We are glad to know that you are an alumni of SRM, and it was a pleasure to have you here.